Hi, my name is Tobi Simmons. I'm a mental health therapist, NASW, social worker. I nominated Sharaine because I have had an opportunity to work with her in many different factions. One, I was a student of Sharaine's. That's how I first met her. And then she was my supervisor at my foundation practicum when I was going to school to become a social worker. And then we became co-workers. Sharaine is a go-getter. Sharaine is passionate about letting people blossom into what they want to be as social workers and clinicians. She's been dedicated to helping students, helping other social workers gain their LISW, and she has taught us how to practice modalities that, work best in practice. And she's also really passionate about teaching, being a therapist, having specialties. She's also an international substance abuse counselor. So she's got her hands in many irons in the community where we need help. And she's in kind of every pot, helping in every area where social work is needed the most in this community.
I think that it really started because I realized all the things that I wanted to know when it came to social work, and I wanted to make sure that the future generation of social work got all of those nuances that I don't think you always get in school. So it became a priority for me to teach, to help them develop skills so that they could be better prepared. And then I think also to give back to our community, of course, because that's what's important. So just to have really well qualified social workers out there is what I wanted, and to be proud of the people that we were turning out. So
she is a team player. You give her a mission and she's got her own set of skills, and she's going to have things prepared, organized, and ready to present. And so I think she's a team player in the sense because she works in so many different factions of education, the boards, with Substance Abuse Board and NASW Board, and she's volunteering her time to other providers to help not only herself, because she learned something from working in these areas too and volunteering, she's also giving back and keeping things fresh.
Humans are multifaceted. You can't really just work on one thing when it comes to the human being and how they work and how they run. So, I work with the Department of Corrections, I work with DHS, I work with medical providers, I work with people on their physical health issues, their grief. There's so many things about the person. You can't just work on one thing. So, and all of that affects your mental health. So you have to think from that perspective. If we're going to deal with the person, we have to really see them from all sides as a holistic individual.
You could ask a lot of social workers how they do something, and they'll make it curtailed to this themselves, what they do, what they're good at, what they're best at. What Sharaine does is pull out what you're best at and use your modalities to your best assets on how you deliver. And so asking her any question, she's going to think of your skill sets and how you can use them, and she's going to help empower them.
I like to use a lot of humor in my sessions. So if you don't usually laugh in my session, then we're probably not having a very good one. Or I might not keep you as a client for very long. But otherwise, I really try to work with people's strengths and be as individualistic as possible when it comes to my treatment methods. So I don't just study one thing. I do art therapy. I use aspects of music therapy. I'm not afraid to get on the floor and work on a puzzle. I'm not afraid to go outside on a walk and, take my clients with me and really kind of be there in the moment with their issues. And so I feel like there's a line when it comes to psychotherapy that psychiatrists and some other professionals have. I'm just me. So if you see me in the office, you see me at the grocery store, I'm still the person that I am. And I pride myself on being that kind of social worker?
A lot of times when social workers become interested in the field of therapy, we're more so taught to be in the macro community. That's being on Capitol Hill. But being a therapist is learning modalities that not only work for, empirical data purposes, meaning this has been collected data that this modality works for people. But what she's taught us is to have a Swiss Army knife of modalities to help people for where they're at. And that's why I think she was the best fit.
There have been a lot of people in my life that have been influential to me. I think actually probably to name all of them would take forever. Lots of teachers, mentors, but I would have to say it really all starts from the beginning. I had a good family. My mother, who was a single parent, raised me, and then her parents, so my maternal grandparents, were very influential in my life, and they were all about education. They were all about the importance of giving to others. And so I feel like those are the values of social work in general. And I try to keep those things in mind on a regular basis and in every part of my practice.
I am so proud of Sharaine. When you watch somebody really work hard in so many areas, she's got so many different certifications and specialties and skills that she is a great resource not only for other clinicians, but now she owns her own therapy clinic and she's blossoming in her way. And just like she was taught, now she's teaching others. And that's something to be very proud of, because now you have a home base where it's also your creation and your mission. And she has a mission for people. She has a mission for helping people accomplish their goals.